This is a short blog, something that's basically off the top of my head. It's pretty obvious we are set up for genocide, extermination, control from every direction. They are not only killing us on the streets, individuals and people with government backing and sanctions. The Klan, white supremacy, has infiltrated the police, the government, the military, and we all know it. But you know, guess what? We aren't the only ones who mourn. Last time I checked, we all die. We all bleed. And there's an old saying, I'd rather be tried or, have 12 people involved in the decision of making a verdict than to be carried by 6 people to the cemetery. I mean, you just can't assume these people are going to change, and they are going to approach you in a manner where they are hostile and dangerous. You cannot outrun a bullet, so it does not make sense for anybody to turn around and start running from somebody with a gun. If they are going to kill you, they're going to have to do it looking at you, where it will be obvious they took you out when they didn't have to. And at what range? I'd be close to them. They'd have to shoot me in the body mass, in the chest, or in the head. And it would be obvious. I am not going to run. And so, God, the universe, has given every creature the right and the instinct and the skills to defend itself or themselves. And we have to understand that. We have to stop being afraid of the numbers, being outnumbered. Even some people in their ranks that look just like them will flip on their asses if they go too far and they are too wrong. So we will not be alone. And it's going to get out nationally. And there's going to be retaliation in other countries and other places for what they do to us here or they do to other people in other places. It's just going to go down like that. It's going to be a smaller and smaller world. And black people have basically, American blacks have been basically the most moral people in this world when it comes to trying to be model citizens and living in a way where, we want basic rights and equalities. We want equal playing field. And they say can't seem to get an understanding of that. So we fought the Civil War. They lost. They still want to fly the Confederate flag. Okay, well, the Germans fought a war. They tried to take over the world. They tried to kill all of the Jews. They used a swastika. Germans were defeated. They don't get to fly the fucking swastika, which is actually an African symbol that doesn't mean what they used it for. Just like they said, the Confederate flag was hijacked. and I guess there's something to that, the swastika was hijacked. Okay? We have many people that are interested in white supremacy, keeping white supremacy alive. And as quiet as it's kept, many people on the left are down with that agenda. You know, they'll throw us a bone. And we have to admit that when we get some bones or lemons, we don't boil that damn bone down, find something green, put in there, make a soup, or make lemonade out of those fucking lemons. We take what we get and we don't make the best of it. We don't build it up. We tear it down. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. And I don't let the white man off the hook. You know, there are so many barriers and pitfalls and traps and snares that they lay out there to make sure that don't too many of us rise too high. And we know this. We have people that are educated and in positions to not help the system stand, but they do. They do. The system could not stand and operate without our participation and our compliance. So we don't school each other. You know, people used to say, teachers used to say, I got mine, you got yours to get. We never learned how to reach back. We didn't understand the import of the necessity to reach back and to be prepared. There have been great men, a great deal of people that were great people before us and all along. And there will be great. There are great people now. There are great people coming in the future if this country is going to stand. Now, to me, it's pretty fucking ridiculous. If people wanted to learn how to police, it seems to me they would solve cases, every case. They wouldn't have step on any cases. That's why they stay so goddamn dumb. They can't even solve little simple cases where it involves their own people because they take for granted and dismiss shit when it happens to minorities and stuff like that. And that's replete. That's throughout the system and stuff like that. So they, in my opinion, are coming at us in so many different directions that it's a shame. I don't trust the CDC. They call it the Center for Disease Control. I call it the Center for Disease Creation, really. And the vaccine industry, that's some scary shit. You know, I don't even think I got my vaccination mark, doesn't even show that they gave me when I first started school. That shit just didn't work on me, and this just didn't make that round dot and stuff. And when they first started this flu shit, I said, I'm not taking that shit. I have never taken a flu shot. And I don't think I ever will. So you have to fight for your right to survive. And that's with doctors and everybody else. To them, we are a threat. We are beasts of burden. We are people that they think once we get any power, we're going to be as fucked up to them as they have been to us. And that's not our nature. That is not our nature. So if there is anything such as the meek or a lost tribe or those who finished last who will become first, it is us. Believe that. Now, we are at a precipice. We are at a point in history where it's so fucked up. We don't know whether we're coming or going. And these are the best of times and the worst of times. We will get to see just what this country is going to become. And all the stuff about being great, Cuomo said it in New York, and then they made him back down and flip. He said the country has never been really great. How are you going to be a greatness on genocide? Taking land that belongs to natives. We were some of the natives, and the red man was some of the natives, and the Mexicans were natives to this land. You know, you can't discount the red man, but a lot of the natives were black. It is so fucking obvious that everywhere in the world there is darkness. Whatever came out of that became afraid of the darkness, or the dark people in their cultures, and they want to get rid of them. Now, they were taught this shit. Beyond the tribal differences and cultural differences and religious differences and sex and shit, they were taught the supremacy of lightness is great, you know, and whiteness is supposed to be something that one should aspire to. You know, he who has the gold makes the rules. Who has the power writes the story, the history. Lies, lies, lies. Okay? But the truth is out there, and there are a lot of people searching for it. There are a lot of people that are doing good work, trying to bring our culture together. You know, white people created racism. They're going to have to solve it. We are going to have to make sure we survive and defend ourselves. You know, just like with South Africa, Truth and Reconciliation. After their ass got boycotted to death, one man, one vote, one man, as many guns as they can get. There are more South Africans than there are Afrikaners. The land was stolen. The land can be taken back. We haven't gotten our reparations. The UN has said that we should get reparations. They have enough money to start to do that with in-kind services and actual cash dollars. Everyone else has received reparations. Obama gave American Jews some reparations. I don't know why the fuck he did that. And Jews have enough money to support Israel themselves. So why are we giving Israel money? You know, why are we doing that? Israel spied on us more than Obama spied on the whole world. They have captured ships of ours. They have killed some of our people. And there's a history of them not trusting us. I don't know which presidents they trusted the least. You know, we helped create them in 1949, and they don't trust no fucking body. They got Palestinians living over there, basically being moved out, settlements built on their land. It's sort of a genocide, or sort of a gentrification of that area of the world. The same thing they're doing here. And you got to look at this point too. Okay. Automation, technology, all that STEM shit, science and everything. it's going to take over. They're trying to make us part machine and part human and stuff like that. They want to make smart everythings where we don't have to think about any damn thing. Robots are taking jobs. So anybody that can think will realize that, well, okay, at some point, money is going to be obsolete. So then what's going to happen? They're so afraid of socialism. So if money becomes obsolete, that means everybody is going to have to be taken of. But we know that with every ism, there's some motherfuckers at the top going to get more than they should get. And it's not going to be okay that way. It's just not going to be okay that way. So if we don't affect change as a people, or other people that wake up and realize what's going on, then nature's going to do it. Nature is going to do it. There's going to be something that's going to happen that's going to be catastrophic. And we'll pick up the pieces after that. You know, I've been around a minute. And I've been watching white folks like a motherfucker looking through a microscope. I know them. I can feel them, you know. And I do the mask thing, you know. And part of it is my nature, you know. I am okay if I get the vibe that a motherfucker is okay. Even if I know they got some redneck in them, I can have a conversation with them. If they go off the beaten path, I'm going to. But if they stay in their lane, I stay in my lane, and we have a few words, everything could be good, you know. I can speak. I don't hate. I can't hate like that. Sometimes I wish I could. I mean, I'm not perfect. I remember shit, and but I don't walk around, you know, allowing my insides to be eaten out, hating on a motherfucker, and being so goddamn angry that I don't know where to focus is at and use it in a productive way. So who and what has been our model? White people. The system. You know, we the ones that decide to stay here did not go back to Africa with Marcus Garvey. This has been our system. But then going back to Africa, you find out that Africa was thoroughly colonized and gone through so much shit. And you got people that want to be rule the countries forever and be dictators. And then they want to take all the money. They don't build their societies up. They don't build their road infrastructure up. You know, their transportation infrastructure up, planes and trains and stuff like that. You just got one motherfucker trying to steal all the money, and when the shit hits the fan, they run, and some country let them take all the money and run and give them safe harbor. In some cases, those countries make the dictators give that money back. But overall, Africans, you know, really haven't gotten their shit together the way they could, you know. I don't know what it is. And I got an idea, but I'll say it in a different way, in a different blog at some point. But I have faith. I have love for humanity, for black humanity especially, and for some other cultures that there may be some people who are humane. I'm not a perfect person. I've done some crazy and fucked up things in my days. And I believe in karma. karma. And I know, I can see when some shit I've done comes back to me. Or if I have done something, and been involved in a behavior, and then it pops right up when I least expect it. So I have to face it again and deal with it without going crazy or thinking, well, this is always going to hound me and shit. And I've already repented a few times. And the whole thing is, if you do something fucked up, you try not to do it again. You don't just keep doing it and try to rationalize it and say it's okay. That's why I don't fuck with R. Kelly's music no more. He won't change. He won't admit that he's wrong. He's so stuck in his illness that he thinks and he is a great writer and singer, he thinks that will carry the day for him. But you can't be engaged in exploitation like that and it'd be okay. White radio station owners force R. Kelly on us. They make urban radio stations play R. Kelly. Now, R. Kelly has a lot of people, for whatever reason, that support him. You always have people that'll support some crazy motherfucker, just like all those people supporting Donald Trump. All those people that died with David Koresh, all those people that died with Jim Jones, people will put themselves in positions where they're being fucked over, and when they look around and the shit's hit the fan, it's oops. What I want for myself, for my people, is for us to realize the dream of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and others, Medgar Evers, Stokely Carmichael, H. Rap Brown, Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seale, and a host of others, Marcus Garvey. We need to be able to go where we want to go, do what we want to do, and have our sovereignty. Now, if the so-called American Indians are supposed to have sovereignty in this country. They live on a reservation, the rough land that is out there. And that doesn't even belong to them. So at some point, we're going to have partners. They are still fighting a group of Indians who, I think it's in North Carolina somewhere, where the government said these Indians are black. And you got red men that are going along with it because they want it all for themselves. They don't want it proven that, there were black natives here. So somebody's going to have to fess up. This DNA apparatus and systems and stuff, they're going to have to come clean. I've already told them. Why is it that you always find white people that can find Native American blood in them, and it's so hard for black people to get those same findings and said? So somebody's trying to Zoom some fucking body. And they need to stop trying to Zoom us. But all I want to say is keep on, be strong. There can be weak moments, but if you can get in touch with and reach that spot in you that says, hold on, I'll get through this next minute, this next hour, this next day, a day at a time, you're going to be all right. And there's a time to be with people and a time to be alone. The time to distance people, distance from people, and the time to be around people. And We aren't always going to be perfect in our decisions around those things, but we have to be aware of them and focus on them. And no matter how much it hurts, we're going to have to say no and isolate some. And if they want to reconnect, we can reconnect. So at this point, what I'm feeling in my life, and I don't know whether it's karma or whatever, it seems like I grew up in a whole nother world. That I'm not saying I'm special, but I've always known I was a peacemaker and I reached out. So a lot of people aren't reaching out back to me. And so I'm getting strong enough to say, okay, fuck it. You know, I will not reach back either. I have to find that only child who could be in there, hang in there, and manage and be okay with himself. And of course I'm going to try to figure out what's going on. I may have done a lot of shit. I may have pissed a lot of people coming up. You know, I was kind of like the guy coming up. I could always get shit, and people wanted to get high or whatever. I could always talk people into shit, go places, do things and stuff like that. But I also know everybody didn't like me, you know. And the ones that didn't try to kick my ass maybe took their animosity off on me in a different way, you know. So I'll figure out what I'm supposed to figure out, and what I can't, I won't. But I love Nubians. I love blackness. I believe that everything comes from blackness. And that's so scary for the ones who crossed the land bridge and went everywhere else and changed. And Europeans ended up just fucking everybody's mind up. So we are in a totally mind-fucked time and space and era. But we shall overcome. If we don't overcome, no one will overcome. If there is no us, there will be nobody else. We are Alpha and Omega. I love you. Fist bumps. Power to the people. And I'm going to try to do some more organized blogs to talk about how they're coming at us through medicine. You have to fight. You have to know what's going on with you when you're dealing with doctors. And you have to press. And you have to research. You have to demand that they do things that they want to be flippant about or naysay it and stuff like that. If you're not comfortable or satisfied with them, you go to somebody else. Because if you don't, child, you're in trouble. Peace out.